Let me just get right to the heart of what Senator Tester and I are working on. He has a constitutional amendment. I have a constitutional amendment. We're working together on these. We think this is a very good joint approach, and we very much believe that working together on these two amendments, we can resolve a lot of the campaign finance issues that have flowed from Buckley versus Vallejo in 1976. As many of you know, Buckley versus Vallejo was the opinion that said money equals speech, which is, in my opinion, completely wrong. It doesn't fit with the reality of things, and I think it shows how out of touch the Supreme Court is with the politics of the day. But the constitutional amendment that I'm focusing on, it limits campaign finance expenditures. It grants Congress and the states the express authority to regulate and limit the raising and spending of money for political campaigns, includes the authority to regulate and limit independent expenditures like those from super PACs and corporations. The bipartisanship has been shared all the way back to the 1980s. Ted Stevens, Arlen Specter, John Danforth, Thad Cochran, and John McCain have all either been on the amendment or voted for the amendment.
I put forth this constitutional amendment that basically says what we all know, and that is corporations are not people. Back in 1912, because of the Copper Kings, we saw Montana's government all but bought and paid for, and the people of Montana stood up back in 1912 and said enough is enough. In this last election cycle, the people of Montana once again said enough is enough, and they passed by a large margin a initiative that said we want our elected officials in Washington, D.C. to put forth a constitutional amendment that tells that corporations are not people, and that's exactly what I am doing today. Thanks to constitutional initiatives like this one, I think we can put the elections back in the hands of people and their ideas, not corporations and their money. The Montana Republican Party had a convention here last week in Montana, and there was a good, large group of Montana Republican legislators that stood up and said, we want to end dark money, we want to end it today. Washington, D.C. needs to take their lead. This should not be a partisan issue. This should be a bipartisan issue because it's not good for the democracy. And I think that the more we talk about it, the more we put this issue out front, the more folks are going to start realizing that this isn't good for Democrats, it's not good for Republicans, it's not good for our democracy. We all need to work together to fix it.
I think we're at the point where we need to show folks that we are headed in the right direction with these two amendments, that these are the ones to coalesce behind, and that this is going to do the job and turn the elections back over to the American people.